Aloha and good morning and welcome to the Committee on Commerce and Consumer Protection. We have a number of items on our February the 3rd agenda. And before we begin, we are on Zoom and I think we are being streamed live on YouTube as well. In the unlikely event that we have to disrupt this hearing because of some technical difficulties, the committee will reconvene tomorrow at 9:30 in order to continue any outstanding business, and we will post a public notice on where we interrupted our agenda in case that becomes necessary. For testifiers that are participating remotely, your audio will be muted and video disabled until shortly before it is your turn to testify. We ask you to keep your comments brief, as we have all received them and they were handed out to the committee members yesterday. So I'll be reading a list of names. Sometimes our closed captioning can't accurately reflect either how the names are really spelled, and so we apologize if we butcher your name in the closed captioning. But we appreciate all of you that have submitted written testimony, and members, unless you have any questions about how we're going to proceed, I think we'll move forward. Nice to see Senator DeCoit, Senator Riviere, and Senator Favela on the call with us this morning, and hopefully others will join us so we will be prepared for decision-making at the end of our agenda. The first item on our agenda is Senate Bill 2438. This is relating to service animals. Requires that a disclaimer be provided by sellers or providers of emotional support animals or certificates, identifications, tags, vests, leashes, and harnesses for emotional support animals, that the animal is not a service animal, and establishes penalties. Our first testifier is Division of Vocational Rehabilitation, Department of Human Services.
Hi, good morning. Leah Diaz with Department of Human Services, Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. We stand on our written testimony, appreciating the intent and offering comments, and I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hawaii Humane Society, Stephanie Kendrick, are you on the call with us this morning?
Not present, Chair.
Okay. What about Mr. Fritz, Peter Fritz? Peter, are you there?
Yes, I'm not used to having to turn off my microphone, so.
We're doing that just for you. No, just
that's
kidding.
okay. One of the things that came about when Senator Ruderman brought a bill out to make some changes and to firm up some definitions regarding service animals and public accommodations was the fact that many people were misrepresenting the nature of their animal, and they really weren't service animals. And this bill was designed, and actually a similar bill was brought in California by a guide dog group because of these problems. So I stand in support for the reasons in my testimony, and I would ask the committee to move this bill forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anybody else on the call who wishes to comment on Senate Bill 2438? We have no other testifiers. Members, any questions for Mr. Fritz as we go along? If not, thank you very much. We'll move forward to Senate Bill 2835 relating to insurance. This prohibits health insurance companies from denying coverage on the basis of gender identity if the policy covers the treatment for purposes other than gender transition. Requires insurance companies to provide applicants and insured persons with clear information about the coverage of gender transition services, including the process for appealing a claim denied on the basis of medical necessity. Our first testifier joining us on Zoom is DCCA Insurance Commissioner, Mr. Colin Hayashida. Colin, are you there?
Not present, Chair.
Okay. He offered comments. From HHHRC, Aaron Rudick. Aaron, are you there? If not, he offered testimony in support. We have Tyler Dos Santos Tam, Democratic Party of Hawaii, in support. Stonewall Caucus of the Democratic Party of Hawaii, Michael Galoyo Jr. Michael, are you there?
Good morning, Senator.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, fellow senators. Michael Galoya Jr. on behalf of the Stonewall Caucus of the Democratic Party of Hawaii, we stand in strong support of this bill, and we wish you all a happy Lunar New Year, as well as we celebrate Honor Black History Month, and we encourage you to pass this bill, and thank you for hearing it. Mahalo.
Thank you, Michael. Next, we have Americans for Democratic Action, John Bickel, in support. I believe this next testifier may be on Zoom. Hawaii Health and Harm Reduction Center, Madeline Pasara. Sorry if I totally screwed up your name.
Good morning.
Madeline,
Yes, I'm here. Good morning, Representative Baker. Thank you so much for letting me speak. My name is Madeline Sisipasara. I work at Hawaii Health and Harm Reduction Center, where I am the program manager for a transgender program called Koana Project. I have already submitted my testimony, so you have it. So I'm just here to speak about my clients and how this is affecting them. You know, since this law had passed in 2017, we have some providers that have done their part in making sure that our transgender are receiving these medically necessary gender affirming surgeries, but there are those providers that aren't, and it's affecting our community, and it's putting a divide with our community. You know, there are trans folks that are getting these services, these medically necessary services, and there's those that aren't, and it's putting jealousy, anger, frustration, and it's putting a toll on us. I've been doing this advocacy work for 20 plus years, and to have something that is put in front of them and they're taken away because they're finding loopholes about some sort of audit, those aren't necessary. This is something that is so detrimental to my community. We are dying. This bill, you know, it really is helping our community to live. You know, people are not committing suicide because of this bill, but because of these loopholes, it's putting these thoughts in their heads, and it needs to stop. I'm begging you, please save my community. Please support this bill and let it pass. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. We have Kumukahi Health Wellness, Keva Le Cadena. Is this individual on our conference call today? If not, she submitted testimony in support. Patricio Batani. Patricio supports. HMSA, Lindsay Garcia. Is someone representing HMSA?
Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, and members. My name is Lindsay Garcia for HMSA. We stand on our testimony offering comments and are available for any questions. Thank you for the opportunity to testify.
Okay, thank you very much. Hawaii Association of Health Plans submitted some comments. We have, should have brought my mouse. Comments from One Single Rainbow Connection. And Michael Galoyo Sr. Ken Jenkins. Is Jen Jenkins? I'm sorry, I misspoke. Jen Jenkins.
Good morning. Yes, I'm here, Chair. Aloha, Chair Baker.
Apologize for miscalling you first. Please go ahead, Jen.
Okay. Aloha, my name is Jen Jenkins. I'm here in strong support of SB 2835, which clarifies Act 135 from 2016. I just have three main points about this bill. You've already received my testimony. First, surgery/treatment policy approvals for transgender and Mahu people, a narrow protected class, to be done on a case-by-case basis to align with Act 135, which is still amends. Second, insurance companies should not be making up their own medical standards for transgender people against the majority of medical opinion. And finally, because categorical denials against trans people are prohibited by Act 135, the insurance companies are actually violating the medical necessity statute, HRS 432E-1.4. Categorical denials, like saying all breast augmentation surgeries for transgender people are cosmetic, is discrimination based on gender identity. Please pass this clarification and transparency measure so trans people can receive much needed medical care. Mahalo.
Thank you very much, Jen. Thaddeus Pham, testimony in support. Nikki Ann Yee, testimony in support. Lisa Cow, testimony in support. Shannon Rudolph in support. Amanda Martinez in support. Tammy Whitney in support. Sarah Rosenbach in support. Aaron Buruichi in support. All of these individuals I'm going to read off are all in support. Dr. Lawrence Frank, Robin Zeller, Wendy Gibson Viviani, Kathy Kapua, Alexander James Stokes, Shalay Elenecki, Regina Lowe, Hawaii Harm Reduction Center, Leanne Napolis, HHRC, Laurie Iona, Stacy Okira. Is Stacy on the Zoom? Asia Manu, Lacey Kinoleo, Madison Moliga, Tiari Sua, Alessandria Laleo Akana, Soon Kim, Olivia Dahl, Brianna Zoe. Brianna, are you on the Zoom?
Yes, I'm here, Chair.
Would you like to testify?
Yes, I would. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Sure.
So you have my testimony. I will not repeat it verbatim. I know it's kind of long, but I did want to take this opportunity to touch on a couple of the somber realities that trans people like me face in the present day world with everything that this bill is attempting to address. I personally have been denied health coverage numerous times last year through my insurance company. And let me tell you, it is so horrible. Some of the things my company has denied me for have been just totally out of sync with reality. And the fact of the matter is, every time I've been denied coverage for things like breast augmentation, facial gender confirmation surgery, tracheal shave, they've ultimately all been covered. I've appealed those denials. I've challenged them under the Affordable Care Act. And every single time my insurance company has been overturned. And we've said, Brianna's care is medically necessary. Approve her coverage, please. So I'm actually accessing the healthcare coverage that I need, but it's no easy fight. It's such a fight to get approved for this care and defeat these arbitrary denials. Last year alone, I've had to take out 401k loans to self-pay for my care while I fought the insurance denials. I almost took out a second mortgage. This year, I've taken out a second job so I can pay for my healthcare while I keep fighting more and more denials. It's very overwhelming and very draining. And it shows that the world is not, something is wrong. Insurance is denying me and we always win every single fight. So I think it shows insurance is not doing the right things right now. And my very last comment, which is very personal, and I'll try not to be too much in depth with it. The idea that this healthcare actually saves lives, it's true. I got denied so many times last year that I almost lost my life due to suicide last year. And I'm so thankful I'm still here, because if I wasn't still here, I wouldn't be speaking with you all. But the fact is, after I got approved for my healthcare coverage, my life got immensely better. And today I'm pretty much living my truest and best life. Access to trans healthcare coverage really saves lives. It's that simple. So aside from my personal fights with insurance, which go very, very deep, I'm always available for questions, comments, just let me know. But thank you for the time and thank you for supporting this legislation.
Thank you, Brianna. We also have testimony and support from Kevin Tomita, Kalani Bright, Mandy Fernandez, Bianca Tasaka, Cameron Woods, Eliza Rios, late testimony in opposition from Shalani Palencia, in support from Shayna Lono Lonoa E or Lonoa Ia, Alexander, and Brandy Koo. Anybody else on the call wishing to offer some comments that hasn't testified? Yes?
DCC Insurance Commission is on the call. They were on earlier, but you want to.
After he goes, I would like to go.
Shouldn't because they're late, but is the insurance commissioner on and wants to offer some comments from DCCA?
Good morning. Good morning, Chair and members of the committee. The insurance division would like to offer or stand on its written testimony, offering comments, and thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, since you asked to come on, you're going to need to give us a little bit more substance than just offering comments. What are your comments?
Okay, thank you, Chair. We are unclear whether that the requirements in the bill would trigger, would be considered in addition to the essential health benefits for the ACA qualified health plans. Also, we wanted to note the state auditor's study for any new mandates.
All right, I appreciate that. Chair doesn't believe that this constitutes a new mandate. These are individuals who have coverage and their needs should be taken care of under that coverage. At least that's the chair's position. But thank you for joining us this morning. Members, there are no other testifiers.
Sorry, excuse me. I would like to testify. I was in the list of the earlier group that you read.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Kalani Bright.
Did I call your name?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so we have your testimony, so you you can testify, but it needs to be brief, okay?
Sure. Aloha me kako o Kalani Bright ko inoa.
You need to get closer to your mic because we cannot hear you.
Ho'oli mahina aloha Hawai'i. My name is Kalani Bright. Mahalo for allowing me the time to testify. I am a trans woman. This is my second transition in my life. I transitioned 20 years ago and had a really hard time. It's really hard to be a trans woman, especially back in 20 years ago. It's still hard now. Social ostracism, things that happen to you, not being able to find jobs. Healthcare is one of the challenges that we face. And it's also one of the challenges that can make some of those other challenges a lot easier on us. I've been a very active fighter for my healthcare, and still for the last 2.5 years. I mean, I testified last year. Nothing changed from last year, and I kept fighting for a whole year. I'm also a software engineer for Oleloflix versus the Hawaiian language Netflix, and everybody's wondering why there's no Hawaiian language on Disney Plus or Netflix, and that's because I've been fighting insurance. I've been doing second jobs at Starbucks because I figured I had to have HMSA and Kaiser both to be able to cover have things covered, and ultimately it was a waste of time because I was ultimately denied. And you know, simple things like hormone access, electrolysis, laser, you know, breast augmentation. I shouldn't have a problem under the Women's Breast Care Rights Act or Act 135 with receiving coverage, but they don't give a crap. They don't care about us. They're lying to you. I can literally show you my call logs of all the times I've called the insurance companies and made doctor's appointments. And just to let you know, there's no doctor in Hawaii that will go and fill out an insurance pre-approval request for a breast augmentation for a transgender person because they will get denied. They don't want to waste their time. And so you can't even get it through. You have to do it all yourself. And then when you do it all yourself, you have to fight them. You have to go take it to the insurance commission. You have to do all kinds of things just so because it's your life. It's literally your life, or it's your health. There's so many substance abuse issues because you literally can't. You can't anymore, right? And
okay, thank you, Kalani. We appreciate your bravery in coming forward and testifying, and that's what this bill attempts to do, is to provide some equity.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Having those things listed is important.
Yes.
Because they will be denied otherwise.
Yes, I can certainly appreciate the sentiments that have been expressed here. And we thank you for coming forward to let us know what the situation is. Members, any questions? Is it all right if we move to the next item on our agenda?
Sure, Chair. Can I have a question for DCCA
Sure.
insurance?
Senator Favela has a question for DCCA. Is somebody from, there you go.
Well, any of the insurance is fine. I just wanted to know why are insurance companies not covering some cases and then other cases are covered by plans? Can you kind of elaborate on that? Because it's kind of confusing, because if I go to a doctor that has cared for me and knowing my quality of life would be better to have a procedure instead of me killing or doing harm to myself because I cannot have certain coverage under the insurance to get certain things done, why would that be an opposition to you guys?
Oh, we're not, if I could take that question back to the insurance commissioner for
Go
further
ahead.
research. Thank you very much, Senator.
Okay, Senator, we'll try to get an answer for you from the insurance commissioner.
Yeah, so is HMSA on there too, Chair? Sorry.
Good morning, Senator.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I had another question. So again, going back to the quality of life, yeah, we heard the testimonies on and on, and it's coming to a point that it's coming to a point that people are taking their lives or hurting themselves to a certain extent. And I give an example a long time ago when abortion was illegal, yeah. You know, I know everybody know mixed feelings of how I have on certain things, Chair, but this is go back to quality of life and their health, going to the streets, going to back doors, going someplace in a foreign country to do these things because they really feel that their quality of life would be better if they have these surgeries or these procedures. By denying them medical coverage from medical, isn't that jeopardizing their health and welfare? And shouldn't we have better plans for all of our people to have coverage? Just like with cancer, they pick and choose what kind of cancer treatment they're going to cover and not. And to the doctors that lobbying or arguing with the insurance company to give their clients these coverage, shouldn't that fall under the same category of the quality of life for other individuals?
Thank you, Senator, for your questions. Lindsay Garcia from HMSA. So I cannot speak on behalf of all of the insurance companies out there, but on behalf of HMSA, I can let you know that we do have a gender identity services medical policy here at HMSA, where we do cover a number of services for the transgender community. If you are interested, I can send you the policy that we have, which outlines the services that we cover and the situations in which we would, take as a case-by-case basis an evaluation for medical necessity for additional services.
Senator, I think if you could see some of the folks on the call, they would tell you that they do not believe that those policies are sufficient, and that's why we have this bill.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I just wanted to bring up the fact of that. Number one, suicide rates for teen suicides is because of transgender,
Yes.
not being ability to move forward in their quality of life. So I wish we can do something good, Chair, and thank you for hearing this bill. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Senator. Appreciate your comments. Members, let's move on to the next item. Oh, Senator San Buenaventura. Did you have a
last question for DCCA.
Okay.
DCCA, are you on for insurance?
Yes, she's there.
Okay.
Just ask away.
Okay, thank you. So I looked at your written test. Well, I don't know if it's yours, but the written testimony of DCCA, and it refers to the language, right? That requires the insurance policy and all healthcare service related to gender transition. My question is, it seems to me that this bill that says that that transgender treatment shall be determined pursuant to insurance policy is inconsistent with the other portion that says that it is deemed medically necessary. What I'm thinking about is if we pass this bill, does the insurance company then able to do a back door to prevent the transgender treatment by just saying that the insurance policy clearly say that we will not cover it?
Senator, thank you.
Go ahead.
Yes, no, thank you for that question. If we could get to the, go back to the insurance commissioner for further information.
Okay, so.
Okay, Senator San Buenaventura. The purpose of this measure is to make sure that trans folks have access to insurance and that there's not a medical loophole in it. That's the purpose that we're trying to get to. So this measure goes on. So if we don't get it exactly right, it does go to JDC.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's move on, members. The next item is 2669 relating to in vitro fertilization insurance coverage, removes discriminatory requirements for mandatory insurance coverage of in vitro fertilization procedures to create parity of coverage for same-sex couples, unmarried women, and male-female couples for whom male infertility is a relevant factor. Insurance commissioner or designee. You're muted. Can you unmute?
Yes, I'm sorry. Good morning, Chair and members of the committee. The Insurance Division stands on its written testimony offering comments.
And your comments are?
The comments are it's unclear whether the requirements would be construed as in addition to the essential health benefits under the Affordable Care Act. And we are noting the state auditor study that would be prepared for new mandates.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Stonewall Caucus of the Democratic Party of Hawaii.
Aloha, Chair Michael Galoyi Jr. again. The Stonewall Caucus stands in strong support of this measure, and we encourage you to pass it. Mahalo.
Thank you. John Kirimitsu for Kaiser Permanente.
Good morning, Chair, committee members. Thank you for the opportunity to testify. John Kirimitsu for Kaiser. We stand on our written testimony, but we'd like to just express our strong concerns over the inclusion of the oocyte donor and surrogacy. Kaiser doesn't provide those third-party assisted reproduction methods to any of our members, regardless of sex, sexual orientation, or marital status. Just because of the, as stated in my testimony, the problematic issues concerning legal and the inherent medical risks surrounding this. Thank you.
Okay. HMSA, Lindsay Garcia.
Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, and members. My name is Lindsay Garcia for HMSA. We stand on our testimony offering comments and are available for any questions. Thank you for the opportunity to testify.
Okay. Hawaii Association of Health Plans. They're asking for a sunrise. That's the cop out. Mike Galoyo Sr. Testimony and support. Anybody else on the call wishing to offer comments on Senate Bill 2669? If not, members, any questions for any of our testifiers? If not, let's move forward to Senate Bill 2917 relating to family. Did we just do that one? No. Okay, it's similar. 26, I'm sorry. Senate Bill 2917 relating to family planning requires oocyte cryopreservation to be covered by health insurance policies, removes one-time benefit limitation for in vitro fertilization, reduces the number of years of infertility before becoming eligible for in vitro fertilization from 5 years to 2 years. And the DCCA.
Hello, good morning, Chair and members of the committee. The Insurance Division stands on its written testimony offering comments. And those comments are noting whether it is unclear whether the amendments would be construed as in addition to the essential health benefits under the ACA, and also noting the state auditor's study for any new legislative mandates. Thank you.
Thank you. HMSA?
Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, and members. Again, my name is Lindsay Garcia for HMSA. We stand on our testimony offering comments and are available for any questions. Thank you for the opportunity to testify.
And Hawaii Association of Health Plans also submitted late testimony. Anybody on the call from the Hawaii Association of Health Plans? If not, members, let's move forward to the next bill and last bill on our agenda, Senate Bill 2863, relating to feminine hygiene products, exempts the sale of feminine hygiene products from the general excise tax. And do we have any testifiers? I don't see any. For some reason, it's not coming up.
Yes, Chair, Department of Taxation.
Okay. No. Okay, all right, there we go. Okay, let's start off with the State Council on Developmental Disabilities. Okay. Department of Taxation.
Good morning, Chair and members of the Senate Committee. Teresa Zetwick on behalf of the Department of Taxation. We stand on the provided written testimony offering comments and are available for questions. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see, we have testimony from BNF, but it's written only. Says the U.S. Department of Treasury has issued rules governing how this restriction is to be administered. BNF will be working with the money committees to ensure the state of Hawaii complies with ARP restrictions. I'm not sure that I agree with their assessment, but oh well, they got a bigger salary than I do. Testifying for Stonewall Caucus of the Democratic Party, Mike Galoyo Jr.
Good morning, Chair. Again, Michael Galoy Jr. on behalf of the Stonewall Caucus. We stand in full support of this legislation. This is a long time coming, and we encourage you all to support this bill. Mahalo.
Thank you. Hawaii Food Industry Association.
Not present, Chair.
Okay. They offered testimony in support. Pono Hawaii. Pono Hawaii Initiative, Gary Hooser, testimony in support. National Diaper Bank Alliance for Period Supplies. That's a new organization. Testimony in support. Ma'i Movement Hawaii in support.
Aloha, Chair Baker, Vice Chair Chang, and committee members. Mahalo for the opportunity to testify. I'm Nikki Ann Yee of Ma'i Movement Hawaii. My sisters and I stand by our testimony in strong support. Some of you may be familiar with our work addressing menstrual inequity in schools, but our mission is to end period poverty in Hawaii completely, and that extends to all demographics and areas that address menstrual inequity. It's an issue that's intertwined with other social injustices, racial, socioeconomic, and gender, but one that no one talks about. I appreciate the intent of this measure because it takes on the structural intersectionality of period poverty that disproportionately affects girls and women, trans and gender non-conforming individuals. Here's the issue. The report that we co-authored with the Hawaii State Commission on the Status of Women found that nearly 30% of those surveyed reported difficulties obtaining period products. Cost was the most cited reason. I wasn't able to add this into my written testimony, but I want to say the latest data from the US Census that was taken in the last 7 days, 84% of household incomes less than 35K found it difficult to cover household expenses. Over a third found it very difficult, and 57% are biologically female. Even at the 100 to 150K bracket, nearly half face difficulty covering household expenses. I remember growing up in Waimanalo, and things weren't always easy. I remember my mom gathering coins to get $5 to fill the gas so she could go to work and we could go to school in town, seeing family members working multiple jobs, struggling and just failing. And this is a reality that still many local households face. These cents to the dollar make a huge difference to those that are financially insecure, and it levels the economic playing field. Whether you are a high or low income earner, a menstruator will always pay more simply because of their biology. Period products are tax-free in 23 states. It's time for Hawaii to pass this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have late testimony from the Democratic Party of Hawaii Health Committee. In support, Mike Galoyo Sr. In support, Shannon Rudolph. In support, Arwen Revere. In support, Sarah Kern. In support, Raya. In support, Aaron Kenny. In support, Nikos. In support, Austin Kenny. In support, Melissa W. In support, Thaddeus in support. Anybody else on the call who submitted testimony that I did not call? Members, any questions for anyone that is on the call? If not, I believe this brings us to the end of our agenda. So members, I did send out decision making notes last night, but I'm going to ask that we take a recess. We go into a breakout room and see if there are any comments or concerns before we do decision making. So IT, can you give us a breakout room so the committee can have some discussion before we make our recommendations? The committee is called back into order for purposes of decision making. Members will take each bill and I'll make the recommendation. If there are issues or concerns, definitely want to have that discussion. The first item on our decision making agenda is Senate Bill 2438 relating to service animals. The recommendation is to pass with tech amendments. SMA had some technical non-substantive amendments for purposes of clarity and consistency. And that would be all that the chair would be recommending that we do with this measure. It goes forward to JDC/WHAM. So ultimately the entire Senate will get a crack at this measure. Any questions or comments, concerns? Okay, Senator Nishihara, get a microphone in front of you, and would you please take the vote? The recommendation is to pass Senate Bill 2438 with tech amendments. Chair votes aye.
Okay. Senator Chang?
Aye.
Senator DeCoy?
Aye.
Nishihara goes aye. Senator Revere?
Aye.
Senator Ventura?
Aye.
Senator Favela?
Aye.
Motion's adopted.
Thank you, members. The next item is Senate Bill 2835 relating to insurance. This prohibits insurance companies from denying coverage on the basis of gender identity. Chair recommends that we pass this measure with DCCA amendments, tech amendments, and the amendment recommended by Brianna Zoe. Her amendment is that plans cannot deny trans care on the basis of medical necessity unless a healthcare provider with experience prescribing or delivering gender-affirming treatment has also reviewed and confirmed the appropriateness of the adverse health benefit determination. We've requested, we're noting in the committee report that this measure is subject to a sunrise review by the auditor prior to the convening of the 2023 session. We will be requesting SMA to draft a concurrent reso to request the state auditor study to take a look at it based on this measure and report back to the 2023 legislature for hearing and consideration in 2023 so that the 2023 legislature can hear an appropriate bill. Any questions or concerns? So the recommendation is to pass Senate Bill 2835 with amendments. Chair votes aye.
Of the members present, any voting in opposition or reservation? Seeing none, motion's adopted.
Okay, thank you, members. The next bill is Senate Bill 2669 relating to in vitro fertilization insurance coverage. It goes from us to Chair Rhodes's Judiciary Committee. Chair recommends that the committee pass this with amendments, deleting all references to oocyte donor or surrogate, and note in the committee report that this measure is subject to a sunrise review by the auditor prior to the convening of the 2023 session. We will also ask SMA to draft an SCR to request sunrise review so that the SCR can be considered in the current session. Any questions or comments? If not, recommendation is to pass with amendments. Chair votes aye.
Of the members present, any voting in opposition or with reservation? Seeing none, motion's adopted.
Thank you. The next item on our agenda is Senate Bill 2917 relating to family planning. This requires oocyte cryopreservation to be covered by health insurance policies, removes one-time limitation for in vitro, reduces the number of years of infertility before becoming eligible for in vitro fertilization from 5 years to 2 years. There are some technical non-substantive amendments. Chair recommends that we pass it with amendments and ask SMA to draft a concurrent resolution to request the state auditor to conduct an impact assessment and report findings to the legislative session of 2023. This is another one of those that, because it's adding a benefit, cannot go into effect this year. Any questions from members? If not, the recommendation is to pass with amendments. Chair votes aye.
Of the members present, any voting in opposition or with reservation? Seeing none, motion's adopted.
The last item on our agenda this morning, members, is Senate Bill 2863 relating to feminine hygiene products. This exempts the sale of feminine hygiene products from the general excise tax. Chair recommends that we pass this measure with amendments. There are technical, non-substantive amendments that need to be made, as well as to make it effective for receipts received on or after January 1, 2023. This gives us notice and gives people time to make some adjustments. Any questions or comments? If not, thank you very much. Chair votes aye.
Of the members present, any voting with opposition or reservation? Seeing none, motion's adopted.
Thank you, members. That concludes our hearing today, and I believe we have one tomorrow. So we'll see you on Zoom tomorrow at 9:30. Have a good rest of your day. Aloha. We're adjourned.